Welcome once again to Breakfast Central. The conversation starts in South Africa, where in just 5 months this year, South Africa's biggest children's hospital has seen nearly 200 children treated for abuse. The stats have been released as South Africa commemorated National Child Protection Week. The week is meant to prioritize the rights and safety of children in the country.
South Africa's latest quarterly crime statistics from January to March 2023 reveal a 20% decline in child murders, but a 29% rise in attempted murders compared to the same 3-month period in 2022. However, news of violence against children continues to raise additional concerns about children's safety in the country. Joining us this morning to discuss this further is Save the Children South Africa's Acting Programs Director, Marulo Segupela. Good morning and thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning from South Africa and good morning to all your viewers at home.
Right. South Africa continues to face challenges regarding safety of children, but we would like you to give us better insight into how deep these challenges are. Tell us more about what they are and how serious the situation is.
Pardon, could you please repeat? There was a break in transmission there.
Okay, we'd like you to please give us a clearer picture of what the challenges are regarding safety of children in South Africa.
Absolutely. There are a couple of challenges that surround the safety of children in South Africa. Challenges such as general neglect of the children, abuse and killing of children, as well as children not being safe in the communities where they live. We still also find children that have got challenges with identification, and as such, you find that they face a lot of challenges when they have to access early education. So those are some of the challenges that children in South Africa are facing, but mainly we worried about the killing of children and generally the neglect that happens to children as a result of society at large.
There's also the Section 28, I think, of the Bill of Rights, which is entitled Children. It's a law that is set in South Africa to protect children from abuse of any sort. Tell us about how that law has really worked, and do you think that it maybe has been ignored long enough? Would you suggest that more needs to be put into the legal processes in South Africa to protect children?
I would say from our perspective as Save the Children South Africa, the law itself is good. What needs to happen is that every sector of the society, particularly communities, need to really and clearly understand the rights that children have and put them into implementation. As a country, I would say we have come a long way in trying to make sure that indeed the Bill of Rights for children is being realized, and make sure that as civil society organizations in particular, we engage our communities wherever we are, working of course closely with government, particularly the National Department of Social Development, to make sure that our communities understand and respect Children's Act as it is in Act number 38 of 2005. So those are some of the things that we on a daily basis in South Africa strive to achieve. But yes, of course, we still find incidences of child abuse, incidences of child neglect that we are, of course, not happy about. And we would work to make sure that on a daily basis, those kind of incidences are totally eliminated in South Africa, particularly through our communities, because the abuse of children's rights happen in community settings.
I mean, there's so much work that needs to be done. Talking as well about the role of civil societies and the role of NGOs and, organizations like yours. So share with us how civil societies can play a role in ensuring that we further ensure the protection of children, and talk to us in particular about what role your foundation does play.
Absolutely. As civil society, we've got a clear role to play, to work together with government to make sure that the rights of children are being realized. Because we understand that, of course, government set policies, but then when it comes to implementation, it is the responsibility of ourselves as to enforce implementation of such policies so that we can indeed reach every last child. Now, in South Africa, we've got a coalition of civil society organizations that we call the South African National Child Rights Coalition. It has got about over and about 80 members that are affiliated to this. And all of them on daily basis try to make sure that as a country, we indeed realize the rights of children. And children are protected by all means. And we work closely with communities to educate them about these rights that children have. And of course, we also do that and educate communities about the responsibilities that children have. So their rights goes together with responsibilities to make sure that in the end, we are able to change the situation around children. Not in a week ago, our National Minister of Police just released the quarterly national crime statistics. And we still worried, as Save the Children South Africa, that we still find that children are being murdered on a daily basis. And that is our worry, that all those of violence against children should ultimately be eliminated. And my take is a worry equally of other civil society actors in the space of child protection, that we must avoid and stop by all means the killing of children in the country.
Need to take us back. I would like to know about, some of the cases that you've dealt with, on violence against children, and what are some of the things that provoke this level of violence? Because the statistics are very, very frightening in South Africa. So can you share with us, what are some of the things that might provoke violence against children, some of the cases that you've dealt with?
In general, when we look at the picture, quite often they resort to violence and from their own hearts. And they just continue to perpetuate the same kind of discipline. But unfortunately, because of other societal pressures, if you look at South Africa, we've got quite a number of challenges, particularly around poverty and unemployment. And you find that parents, instead of positively disciplining the children, they actually take their anger out through the children. And the kind of punishment that they subject their own children to, unfortunately, end up in some of them killing their own children that they are supposed to love and care for. So those are some of the pressures that generally the society would face, but unfortunately, the defenseless, the most vulnerable member of the community, being a child, end up suffering in these kind of incidences.
The statistics are quite damning. I did see a report that said from April to June of 2022, we had a 46% increase in cases of child murder and a 58% increase in cases of assault against children. We will not stop having these conversations and looking for how to protect our children, especially exploring new conversations in the areas of digitization as they are now in the world of social media. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.